Can prison memory... Oh boy, we're gonna have some fun with this one today. Can prison memories last a lifetime? God, I hope not. And I should know, kind of. I've been out of prison for 6 years now, almost, and it certainly seems like they can. Tried to incorporate a little Passages Malibu right there. Folks, today I was going to share with you 10 things that you will never forget about prison. Not me, you. I'll never be able to forget these things. I've already experienced these things if you ever go to prison. And for any of you who have been to prison already, I hope you're never going back there again. And maybe you can attest to the fact that there's a hell of a lot more than just 10 things. Hence the fact that today I'm going to share with you 50 things about prison that you will never forget. I got the AC blowing over here. I got the dogs crawling up underneath of the she shed. Hope I don't get too distracted trying to film this. You know, as I was putting together the ideas for this video while sitting on the toilet dealing with the worst case of roid rage that I've ever had, not steroids, hemorrhoid rage that I've ever had in my life. I know that's probably a little too personal right there. Originally the idea was just 10 things about prison that you'll never forget. But you know, the reality of the situation is if you have ever been to prison, you know that pretty much everything about that place you're never going to forget. Prison is an experience that can last a lifetime, literally, especially if you get a life sentence. But no matter how much time you spend in a place like prison, well, it's got to be prison. It can't be like prison. Some things are like prison. You know what? That's a video idea right there. Siri, take a note. Things that are just like prison out here in the free world. Your job. Your marriage. No, I'm kidding. Don't take that. Today's my anniversary with me and my wife. Special shout out to my beautiful wife. Today marks 3 years that we've been married. How were there bugs in here? Sorry, I lost my entire train of thought. The short of it is, if you've ever been to prison, you know everything about that place you're never going to be able to forget. And today, I want to share with you 50 things. So with all of that being mentioned, what do you say we go ahead and we dive? Joe's going dancing tonight. Again, it's my anniversary with me and my wife. Feels good. Feels really good. Vah! Joe, can you even dance? I can't. Not a lick. See me on TikTok. I'm kidding. I don't really use TikTok too much. Head first up into this video. God bless it. Y'all probably gonna think I'm on drugs. There's literally like fruit flies or gnats flying around in here. Folks, we are gonna fly through these things. There's 50 things on this video. We're not spending 10 seconds on each one of these things. Let's go. 50 things about prison you will never forget. Number 1. Damn, this is a long list. The food, of course. Whether it's bad food or good food or food that rivals that of your mama's cooking, if you ever been somewhere where the prison food is better than your mama's cooking, your mama can't cook. But yeah, definitely coming in at number 1, no brainer, the food. You're never gonna forget that about serving time. Number 2 on this list, the friendships. You know, I've oftentimes said you shouldn't trust anybody that you meet while in prison. You don't know that person, especially if you don't know them from the outside world. But that's a lot easier said than done, because when you're locked up, you're gonna be BFFs with somebody. There's gonna be somebody in there that you just bid with, you rock with, you might fall in love with. I'm kidding, maybe. That was actually part of my intro that I forgot to include right there about things that you'll never forget from being in prison. Maybe the fact that you fell in love. And I'm not just talking about with a pen pal neither. I'm talking about with a staff member. What'd you think I was gonna say, another prisoner? That could happen too as well. Number 3, the enemies. Ooh, boy, you're never gonna be able to forget them dudes that you couldn't stand. Prison is a cesspool of just annoying, obnoxious people. I should know. I'm actually still one of them now, if you let some people tell it. But just like you're gonna have your prison BFFs, you're gonna have the dudes that you can't stand neither. It's just the facts of life. Number 4, the staff. Staff members that you rocked with, staff members who was bringing in the pack, staff members who wasn't shit. Staff members who just wanted to get you tricked up over the littlest, damn it! Oh, we got him. Staff members that just wanted to get you tricked up over the littlest thing. Do you realize you're playing with my life over the hamburger patty? Bung! 5 more years for that too. Number 5, the guards. Oh, there's gonna be those guards. The Jekyll and Hydes. The cool today, horrible tomorrow. The guy that's gonna act like he's your best friend, then shake you down the very next day and throw you in the hole. Or maybe the guy that tried to talk to you when you was dealing with some stuff. Hey, yo, you're a person just like I am. Not all the guards are horrible, but you most certainly will remember the ones that wore the most, unfortunately. I think back to all the cool guards that I met while locked up, and I can't really remember too many of them. But let it be a guard who was a complete asshole. I'm going to remember them quite vividly. Number 6 on this list, the rec. The things that you did to pass the time outside of rec. Was it the sports? Were you involved in softball or soccer or basketball? Was it the horseshoes or just politicking on the benches, watching the sports take place? Maybe you was a jogger. Or you smoked crack out on the rec yard. Could have used that skit right there for either of those 2 things. Or maybe you saw some wrestling taking place out there on the rec yard with a little jacket put over the lap and dude was riding that little Nas X pony or some shit like that. You're gonna see it. You're never gonna be able to forget it. Number 7, the bad times. You know, it's prison after all. This is not going to be no picnic, no walk in the park. This isn't college or a summer camp, even though at some institutions it may feel like that. And even at those type of prisons, you're still going to experience the bad times. And the bad times could be used as motivation to help you get through. Yo, I went through that. I can get through anything. But unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, maybe like I said, it is motivation. You're never going to be able to forget them bad times that you had in prison. Number 8, the depression. Along with them bad times, easily you could slide right into them DMs. And I'm talking about them depressing moments. God, it's good that I was able to use DM and make that work that way. Hey, prison and depression kind of go hand in hand. You're going to be all up in the feels. That shit going to have you in your bucket of feelings. Hey, yo, you forgot your bucket right here. Yeah, your bucket of feelings. Take that with you. Ain't nobody trying to see that sad puppy dog, Sarah McLachlan, in the arms of the angel, feeling shit up out of here, dog. We watching The Young and the Restless. Take that shit back to your bunk and put the tent up and cry under the blankets. Cry me a river up under them bitches. Depression goes hand in hand with serving time. I hope this video will motivate your ass to stay out of prison and also leave you with a smile. And if it does, leave a like on this video. Thanks a lot. Why you dislike this shit? Because I asked for a like? Oh, Joe, you be begging and shit. What number were we on? I hate the fact that I'm going to have to count all through this video. Number 9 on this list, maybe something that can help you get up out of that depression. I'm not talking about 2 fingers up your butt. I'm talking about the TV shows. I'll never forget some of the shows that I bit it off of. You got The Following with Joe Carroll and Kevin Bacon. That joint was hands down one of the most gangster shows that I ever saw. Sons of Anarchy. We had FX at one of the prisons I was at. Empire, Jussie Smollett. Aha! Is he even still a thing? We should bring him back. We should revitalize the Jussie Smollett. Number 10, the meals that you made. Forget that booty-ass chow hall food. Let's talk about the meals that you was making with your homeboys, with your posse, with your crew. You got the bull shots, you got the wrap, you got the log, you got the spread, you got the swole. Woo-hoo. You got the prison pizza, you got the nachos. Joe, you fat. Top 10 prison man-made meals coming soon. Leave a like on this video, like 2 thumbs up your bitch. What? Sorry, that was completely out of character. I get a little carried away at times. If you'd like to see that, just leave a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Top prison meals ever. And what do you need to make those prison meals? Number 11, the commissary. Did they have good commissary, bad commissary? Was a soup $1 plus? Was a Pepsi Cola $1 plus? Extortion, inflation, monopolization, price gouging. Prison commissary oftentimes could be. Did they sell tobacco on commissary? Could you use your commissary items to go buy the wacky tobacco? Or maybe the Suboxones? Or maybe the paper? Or maybe the crack rocks that some prisoners might smoke out of a chicken bone? I'm trying to tell you some shit that you'll see in prison you ain't never gonna forget. Dog, I thought you was making a shank with that money. You made a stem. And you looking like a fish out of water. You should consider an NA class. They've got those here. Number 12, the fights, especially if they involved yourself. But seeing some crazy fights, you're never going to be able to forget that. That might not even register in your conscience 24/7. But let you be out with somebody and you're just telling a story and that joint's going to pop up like this one time at band camp. I saw this dude get hit so hard, Baganza, he dookied all over himself. Number 13 on this list, just like those fights, the ass whoopings that possibly you took. Oh, wait, I forgot. You're the most gangster dude there is. The ass whoopings that you were handing out then. For anybody to ever sit there and say that they never lost a fight, dude, you are Thor. I ain't never lose. Never. Not once. Not even when you was a kid and your father was beating the shit out of you. Happy Father's Day. Belated to all the daddies out there. Number 14, the lovers. I was just talking about the shit that can go down on the rec yard. You ever been to a country bar and seen the mechanical bull? You ever seen a dude ride the bull while in prison? And I'm not talking about the mechanical one neither. You know, we should get back to some how-to videos. You ever seen somebody make a vibrator in prison? Maybe in a female's prison that doesn't seem so taboo. But in a men's prison, that shit just hits different. So I've heard. You ever walked into the restroom and you got the showers attached to the restroom and you hear that clipper motor going from behind the shower wall? What are you doing back there? What you manscaping for in here? Who you trying to impress with that? But I got so off track with that right there. The lovers. You'll definitely see them in prison. Got the AC on in here and I'm still sweating. Joe, your blood pressure, you need a physical. But yeah, back to the lovers. You might have actually been in a lover situation while locked up, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have been, and maybe not by choice neither, that's something that you're never gonna forget. Okay, like I can't imagine you would ever forget that. Or maybe you just had a love situation with a counselor. Number 15 on this list, the encounters. Now I don't know necessarily where I was going with this. I had mentioned lovers, and then right after that, encounters came to mind. So I gotta be thinking like, maybe somebody pressing up on you, maybe professing their love to you. Do you know? I have seen, well not seen, I've heard about this in prison, where a dude literally gave another dude a note that said, yo, I like you. If you like me back, check yes or no. I swear this happened. And dude checked yes. Shit was wild. I heard they're still together today. In my own personal situation, I had one encounter that comes to mind specifically. There was this dude named Angel. He'd been down for 20 years. He had tattooed eyebrows that looked like the devil. He looked like he had just this mean expression all the time. That tattoo went horribly wrong. But he told me, he slept right beside me. He was like, damn, Joe, you know, you all right. Yo, ho, ho, pump the brakes. Pause, stick man, pause. I am a Gen X, a millennial, a Gen Z. What you mean I? What you mean I? It's them encounters that you'll never forget. Joe, how did you handle that? You don't want to know. I had to write a note to the guards. Help me get me up out of here. Number 16, the heartbreak. My God, I probably broke Angel's heart when they came and packed him up and took him to segregated housing for the harassment. No, I'm kidding. If you ever had your heart broke while in prison, you're never going to forget that. When you got on that phone and there was no more money and that visit never came and all the things that we've talked about in the past. If that girl broke your heart, smashed that joint to pieces, had her and Jody hitting that joint like a piñata. Bunga, bunga, bunga. I just watched a video this morning. It's an old video, but I saw it again on TikTok, and it was a dude confronting his girlfriend about her cheating, and there was some text message verification. Got him. I got him right there. And in the text message, it was the dude telling the girl who was cheating, the Jody was telling the girl who was cheating, hey, sorry that I beat that money up. And the dude was like, yo, what you mean? He talking about he beat that money up, beat that joint like a piñata. Bungazi, Bungazi, Benghazi, bling. Shit going everywhere. I'm talking about candy with the piñata. Heartbreak in prison. If you ever experienced it, you ain't never gonna forget it. Don't you go getting locked up now. All jokes aside, let me go ahead and throw this in here as well. I've seen some dudes who have not been able to handle that heartbreak and have taken their own life because of that. Don't go getting locked up. Number 17, my God, there's 50 things on this list. I figured we'd be moving a little bit faster than this. The loss. What the hell did I mean by the loss? Like, I don't even remember now. The loss? maybe a gambling loss, maybe so much loss involved with that gambling that you had to check in or check somebody else in. Guard, he said he was going to kill you and your entire A shift. Get him up out of here. I owe him $200 in commissary that I'm not trying to pay him. You know what I really think that I meant by that was like the loss of a family member or a loved one. Finding out that somebody passed away while locked up and there ain't nothing that you can do about it. Oftentimes you can't go to the funeral. Loss is a tough cookie to digest when you're locked up. Number 18, the telephone. Oh my God, you ain't never gonna forget that the smell of the receiver, that dookie. Oh God, it smells like a garbage disposal. 40 years of bad breath breathing into this receiver talking about, did you send that? Or the vibration on the back of your chair because some dude's fornicating with himself. Or maybe the chaotic, like you ever seen a dude get beat with the telephone receiver? You ain't never gonna forget that phone. You ever go get on the phone and somebody came up behind, pulled right up on you. Pulled you over like a traffic stop. With your, hey, stick. Hey, stick that, I don't know what you think you doing right there. You ain't about to use that phone though. Number 19, the embarrassment that can come from a situation just like that, and many others as well. You ever drop the soap in the shower and live to tell about it? That soap hits the ground like a grenade. Ding, 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 ding. Yo, what you gonna do? Oh, look at them little scurly hairs all over that. But you gonna pick it up? You gonna pick? That's your only bar of soap too, ain't it? You gonna wash your ass with an icy white honey bun? You gonna wash your ass with a white girl? Damn. Yeah, you're gonna be embarrassed. You're gonna deal with some embarrassment up in there now. Number 20, the first day. Oh, mighty walking up in that joint like Michael Schofield in Prison Break. Fresh meat. We got a fish. Walking into that shower without no shower shoes on, telling everybody in there you've been locked up before. This ain't your first rodeo, and you get outed immediately. Dog, I know you never been locked up before. How I know? How I know you butt ball naked. Walking to the shower. Where they do that at? This ain't the YMCA. God, Joe, you were so obnoxious. If I could leave 2 dislikes on this video, I'd have done so. But I'm still watching, though. Where they do that at? Number 21, the last day. Dog, you just did 3 days. You was an OG. You got you a Sharpie marker teardrop tattoo and you ready to come home and start you a prison YouTube channel and tell the whole world about what you done been through. That last day, you'll never forget that because you're going home. That's the most important thing. No matter how much time that you've served. The worst day, number 22. The worst day. I can still remember my worst day. It was Christmas Eve. I was in the jail. They called my name for a visit. My girlfriend at the time had just left me. I'm just coming out of watch where I was butt-ball naked, and they brought the scared straight children up in there who were talking shit to my dumb ass sitting there in the turtle suit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so trained to go and so gangsta, dog. I was crying. You little motherfuckers cry. Yo, they brought me out of there. I'm like, God, thank you. And then they called my name for a visit. Guerrero! I went into that visitation room like I'm walking the Green Mile. Walking past all those Christmas VIs and titty shots to get to the end and to see some Spanish folks sitting right there. And I said, you mother... Called the wrong Guerrero. How many Guerreros are there? Turns out there were a few. And they would actually call me in there for a second time. I walked up in that money like, yeah, I knew they got it right. And it was the same folks. That was a up day, just to be real with you. Number 23, the best day. I think the best day for me was the day that I first got that prison photo hustle jumping. And that first pack came through and I was like, whoa, Black Betty, bam, balam, whoa, Black Betty, Joe's gonna be a kingpin in prison. I'd always said that I was in the free world. Now I actually got to be one while locked up. Number 24, the snitches. For whatever reason, I'll never forget them dudes. Can't even imagine the destruction that they caused in the lives of others just in a piss poor attempt to try to save themselves. I hope in every one of their cases, it didn't work out, or maybe they got stabbed up. But, you know, that's probably just wishful thinking right there. Number 25, the thieves and the thievery. Dudes will steal a used bar of soap. It's prison, for God's sakes. The soap bandit, the panty bandit, we actually had one of those in prison. He wasn't stealing any panties because we were in prison. I mean, there were dudes who made prison panties, but Number 26, the SOs. And I'm not talking about no shout outs, neither. You know what I'm talking about. And why they would be so unforgettable. There was one in particular. I didn't know that he was an SO until this whole situation took place. I didn't put hands all over him, but he must have had some heinous charges. This dude used to watch the Disney Channel all day long. He was supposed to be getting ready to go home. And you know, I always assumed that he was an SO, but I didn't know until this took place. His release date was quickly approaching. Then all of a sudden, one day he came back to his bunk area screaming and, just going crazy. And I would learn that he had just got committed to this SO program where you're not going home. And there's the potential you could spend the rest of your life in like this SO psychiatric prison. Pretty crazy. Number 27, the YOs, the youth offenders. I've seen so many dumbass young kids come into this youth offender program at one of these prisons that I was at and trick this all up just for bragging points, trying to look cool, act cool, be a part of something. Very few and very rare did I ever see a YO get their shit together. Number 28, the lessons. Oh, I learned many lessons while locked up. You better wear your shower shoes in prison. You better have respect, even if you don't respect the person fully. You know, give respect, kind of demand respect at the same time. Know when to toe the line, know what line to skirt, how to navigate the prison politics, all of that. Prison is nothing but a lesson factory. Number 29, the rules. And I'm not just talking about the rules of an institution. Who the hell really cares about those? Don't tattoo, don't gamble. Some prisons wouldn't even let you have playing cards because they don't want you playing poker. But more importantly, the prison politics, those rules were the most important. Hey, who's got what phones? Is there a phone that you can even get with? Hey, where can you go in the rec yard? Is there a spot where you shouldn't go on the rec yard? Number 30, the punishment. Well, you can either go to the hole or get your ass kicked. And if you ever served time in prison, you've probably experienced both of those. Oh, you've never lost a fight. I forgot. Little Brock Lesnar over here. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but I have seen people who have said that. And maybe I'm just jealous because I know that there's people who have never lost a fight. They're just way more trained to go. They were trained to go from the cradle to the ring, sort of like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, them dudes. 31 on this list, the holidays. Boy, you got the holiday pack. You got the holiday visit. You got the holiday visit that was supposed to come but never did. You couldn't even get on the phone at Christmas time. Get locked up if you want to. The holiday trays. Those are special as well. Number 32, the visits. Well, we just mentioned holiday visits, but visits in general. Anytime you get a visit, take the mistaken identity visit scenario that I went through. Visits are special. You might see a little action in there. Number 33 on this list, the event. Some prisons may have like a job fair. Some prisons may have like a field day. Some prisons may have a talent show, a holiday special, maybe like a Christmas play. No bullshit. I was at a prison, Indian Creek, as a matter of fact. They was putting on plays. If you've been to Indian Creek, ain't too much too gangster about that prison. Dudes tried to go hard as a bitch at Indian Creek. But the fact of the matter is they had plays. I can't remember. Act Up. It was called Act Up. Literally a film school or like a theater school at this prison. They was putting on plays. And you know, they tried to make these plays gangster. You would have like these prop AK-47s. And oh my God, this shit was so whack. Dudes getting all dressed up, putting on the prayer oil for cologne, trying to impress these ladies walking around. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, prison is a shit show 24/7. Number 34 on this list, the Shakedowns. You're never going to forget them. Did you get away? Did you get caught? Did you almost get away? Did they get your prison porn? Did they get the pack? Did that shit cause you to get beat up? Were you holding something for somebody else? Did somebody stash something on you without you being even aware? They put that shit right up underneath your bunk to get you in trouble? Did you get a good guard or a bad guard during the shakedown? Did they find it and let it go? Well, this video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be, but we're almost done with this. Number 35. We've still got 15 left to go. Number 35, the transfers. Did you get transferred from one prison to another? Was it sort of like being in that Alicia Keys, I keep on falling, needing out of love with you music video? There's a prison transfer scene in that. Yeah, getting on that prison bus at 3 o'clock in the morning, riding in complete darkness with nothing but murderers and SOs. Quite a sketchy situation. If the bus crashes, you're a dead man. Number 36 on this list, sickness. Did you ever get sick while locked up? If you did, you'll never forget that. Shitting and pissing all over yourselves, uncontrollable. COVID what? Number 37, the health. If you didn't get sick, boy, you got the immune system of God. That's probably a little too abrasive right there. You know, what I meant by the health part of this was, you know, sometimes prisoners will take health to the utmost extremity while in prison. You're working out, you're eating the tuna, you get that girl sending that, you got peanut butter protein shakes that you're making. Hey, you're in the tip-top shape of your life. I should know I was. Now look at me. I need to go back to prison. It might actually save my life because I'm unhealthy as a bitch. But I'm actually way more happier being out of prison. Number 38, the ideas that you will come up with while in prison. Daddy do right daycare when I go home. Boy, I'm gonna be a rapper. I've seen a couple of dudes actually take the music thing and, you know, do okay with that after being locked up. Number 39 on this list, the dreams. Well, shit, when I become a famous rapper, then I'm gonna marry that girl that I saw in that King and Smooth magazine, or that Fed magazine, or that Don Diva magazine, or that, oh boy, them nefarious top 12 magazines in prison. Leave a like if you'd like to see it. Magazines you never even heard of. Joe, what is a Don Diva or a Fed? A butt man, what? Number 40, just like the dreams, the nightmares. And I'm not talking about the name of an album by Meek Mill. Dreams and Nightmares, isn't that what that's called? Nightmares. You ever seen a dude wake up with night terrors while in prison? You ever been in such a screwed up situation in prison that it just feels like a living nightmare? Like maybe you woke up the next day after being locked up out of a cold sweat. You had a dream that you got locked up the night before, and you wake up like, ah! And then all you see are them gray walls around you. And you're in that orange jumpsuit and you just start crying because you know you got locked up. I need that free phone call to call my lawyer. Number 41, your cellies. You'll never forget them. Number 42, the good cellies. Had to break this one down a little bit. Your good cellies. Some cellies who were like BFFs, maybe you were able to get into the cell with your homeboy. There ain't no better time to be able to do when you're sitting there playing a little Yahtzee or Scrabble, making that meal when them bars shut, and you done told all them other prisoners, nah, you ain't got nothing. Ain't nothing like being locked up trying to ask a dude for a soup, and every single person tells you they ain't got it. And then they close the bars, and all you hear are rappers going, you motherfucker, every one of y'all said you ain't got nothing. I hope you choke on the seasoning pack. God. Number 43, the bad cellies. Boy, I had a few of those. What do you do when you got a bad cell? You better push that pin. I ain't talking about in the neck neither. I'm talking about on the request form. Dear officer, please remove this piece of shit from my cell. Fool, I gotta do something to him. Yeah. Number 44 on this list, like a big caliber pistol. Pistachio. Little pistachio. Number 44 on this list, the gangs. Yeah, they'll be unforgettable. Whether they tried to pull up on you or you saw them, you know, get into some shit, or maybe they tried to extort you. Number 45 on this list, the gang wars. I've seen a gang/race war almost take place. It didn't take place because I don't think either side was really built like that. It was a lot of wolfing, a lot of wolf tickets being sold to that event. It was a sold-out arena, but nobody busted a grape. Number 46, the initiations. Oh, my God. I'll never forget this. I was 18 years old in the jail, living my best life. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was having the time of my life in jail, watching people get messed up. But wasn't nobody messing with me, though. I guess I was just kind of a cool guy. I was a rapper, too, with the do-rag tied super tight. So maybe that kept me okay. But we had this young kid come in. He was like, you know, like he just turned 18. We old head 18-year-olds, right? So this kid, he wanted to get down with us because he thought that we were cool. And we told him we had a gang. I can't remember what we told him our gang was. I think we told him we were like the pistachio killers or some shit. The pistachio nutcrackers. And I don't remember what we said. Damn, that was cringe. Joe, you should have came so much harder in the paint thinking of a gang name, the Little Dookie Stains. That probably would have went harder, right? But anyways, we told him, hey, you want to get down with us, you got to eat an entire bar of soap and shave your eyebrows. No bullshit, this dude came out blowing bubbles with a butt-ball baby face. I heard he still gets down with the Little Dookie Stain way of life. We're almost there, folks, almost there. 45, 46, 47 on this list. The riots. Seen a dude from New York in Virginia get jumped over a sweat meat lunch tray. Saddest damn thing in the world. Dude was okay too. But all because these nothing-ass prisoners wanted an extra bologna and cheese sandwich, they jumped this dude. Number 48 on this list, the showers. I don't think there's more of a memorable moment from serving time than that first time you walk up into a multi-guy shower. A whole lot of guys, butt ball, naked, baby arms swinging everywhere. You're trying to just duck and weave. It's almost like a bunch of dudes just throwing blows the entire time, trying to navigate your way through that damn shower. Ain't nothing like it. You ever had the accidental eye movement? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, whoa, what the fuck? What was that? What was that? What the fuck? What was that? You got to work so hard to keep your eyes up here. Yeah, so, well, I know you're right here, but I don't even want the accidental. Final thing on this list, number 50, the 50 most unforgettable thing about prison. The final thing on this list, the old heads. You can learn a thing or two from them old bastards who've been locked up 4 times, 5, spent their entire life up in there. They got all the life lessons. If you're taking life lessons from them dudes, I can't guarantee that that's actually going to be a great thing to do. It might be in some cases, but not all the time. Some of them dudes are super burnt. Floor buffing like they got the floors in Walmart up in their cell. You ever seen him do wax in his shower shoes? Like, what the? You ain't never had nothing. Them old heads. CBs, the Ernie's, the cup of coffee. Hey, yo, young blood, hey, young blood, hey, young blood, hey, young blood. Boy, you sound like a foghorn. Like, shut the f*** up. Yeah, man. 50 things that you ain't never going to forget about prison. So go there if you want to. Hey, if there was anything that I forgot to mention in this video, y'all leave a comment and let me know exactly what that was. Hope you enjoyed this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace.